Hello everyone, my name is Hayley and this is my first published video. This is going to be the BookTube newbie tag. I thought this was the perfect video to start off this new channel. So leading on from that, the first question is, why did you decide to make this channel? The main reason I decided to make this channel was to have a itinerary of when I started writing. My main goal is to be a published author one day, as well as working in a criminological setting or a psychological setting. Considering my university degree is criminology and psychology, I would love to be a published author someday. It is a dream from the age of 8 that I've had, and I am attempting NaNoWriMo for the first time with a fantasy novel, and I wanted to document all of it, and that's the reason I officially wanted to start the channel. I thought, why not just do a whole BookTube channel to begin with. Sorry about the light reflection in my glasses. I'm trying to work out my lighting because it is like 11:30 at night. Daylight isn't working out for me to try and film this week so far, so I'm doing it late at night, so sorry about the reflection in my glasses. I'm gonna work on it. I promise. It's actually my makeup light. I've dimmed it down, so hopefully it's a little bit better. But the next question is, what fun and unique ideas and things can you bring to BookTube? Well, the first, not unique but not highly represented on BookTube, is being Australian. That's the main uniqueness I think I've got, in a sense. Really it's just a place for me to be putting my writing and documenting my love for books, because God forbid if I had amnesia, I want to have some sort of reference of what I loved and try and find a way back to me. And I feel like books is me. Books is everything to me. Even if I'm hanging out with my partner, I'm reading a book. If I'm on the train to university, I'm reading a book. On the bus to work, books is everything to me, and I want to document my love for it somewhere. And YouTube is the best place, and BookTube is a community that I've fallen in love with, and I'd love to join it, and I hope you'll accept me in a sense. The next question is, what are you most excited about in starting this channel? I'm just excited to join the community and to have a place where I'm accepted for my love of books, and I know I'm accepted by like my boyfriend and a few friends, but it's, you know, a lot of people think it's weird that I spend my money on books. I sit there and I just read for hours on end. I've always got a book in my ear or a book on my phone or a book in my handbag. I'm surrounded by books, and it's something that I'm not self-conscious about, because I'm proud to be a book lover and to collect books and to live in all these different worlds that I can through books. But I'm excited to actually have a place that I can call a home for my book love, and BookTube is somewhere that as a viewer I felt at home, so I'd love to be a creator at home. The next question is, why do you love reading? And I think I've kind of said it. It's a home. It's a home for me to come back to. Like, Hogwarts will always welcome me home. You know, Perithian will welcome me home. There's so many different worlds that I can delve back into if I want to, or if I don't ever want to enter that world again, I can enter a new one and I can escape. It's such a form of escapism, and not that my life is bad. I'm very thankful for the life that I have. I'm very thankful for the family and for the relationship I have, but it's somewhere that I can always feel safe no matter what. It does not matter what's going on in my world. I can live in another one, even if it's just for an hour or two. It's somewhere to fall back. Mentioning Harry Potter, that definitely brings me on to the next question of what book or series got you into reading. And I remember distinctly one Christmas, Santa, in my Santa sack, Santa had gifted me books 1 to 6 of the Harry Potter series before the Deathly Hallows was released, and I binged that series so hard. I was like, I want to say 8 or 9 years old, and absolutely obsessed. And it's an obsession that hasn't let go of me for a decade. It's a series that I can always go back to. I plan on rereading and defacing and annotating the crap out of the books this summer, and it's a series that will always welcome me home. It really will, and that's why I fell into reading, and I thank my mother and father for deciding to give me that series as a child, because I didn't realise that I needed that book at that time in my life. And looking back on it, I needed a character like Harry to be by my side, to fall back into a world. It became my escape, and without Harry Potter, I don't know where I would be or who I would be really without those characters. Moving on from particular books, the next question is, what question would you ask your favourite booktuber or booktubers? Because I've got a million. I love booktube so much. My questions would simply, my first one being, what struggles do you face being a booktuber? But I'd also want to ask them how they originally found booktube, how they find editing and video making, and the tools that they use and the way that they learned how to work a camera. I mean, I film off my iPhone. I'm lucky, I have the iPhone 8 Plus and it's got a fabulous camera. So I'm very lucky to have quite a decent camera to start off with, and to have, you know, a ring light makeup mirror to give me a bit more facial light. Not a lot of people can start off with a few things like that. I mean, I got an $8 phone tripod from Kmart. I want to know how they started and when they decided to build up their product that they use. I mean, when did they decide to get a DSLR? Or when did they decide to get a ring light or umbrella lights? Or how did they begin their collection of books as their backdrop? I mean, I've got this big ass chair. I need to get a smaller chair because I've got a massive bookshelf here that I would love to feature. So I'd love to just get a bit more behind the scenes and get to know them a little bit. The next question is actually something I'd probably ask booktubers, and the question is, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? And I think the main one for me is time. I work, I plan on writing, I have a relationship, I like going out and enjoying myself, not clubbing or anything, but just going out to the movies and enjoying myself in conventions and concerts, and yeah, and I think trying to start a booktube channel is going to be tricky timing wise. I mean, I already realised time is hard for me to film. I'm already filming at 11 o'clock at night, which is tricky because I'm exhausted. I already worked most of today, so I'm tired, but I'm enjoying myself right now and I can't wait to edit this. So I don't think I'm going to find too many challenges besides time and just getting different video ideas and research for video ideas and scripting and all of that while trying to write a book at the same time. I think that's going to be a challenge, and working and university. When it gets to like March next year, that's when it's going to be tricky because I'm in a double degree. So I'm getting, hopefully, my bachelor's in criminology and my bachelor's in psychological science. So that's going to be a lot of work, but I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah. The next question is, when did you start reading? Like, my first memory of reading is really the Harry Potter series at like 8, 9 years old. But I did read, I think it was the Rainbow Magic Fairies or something, even younger. And I loved those. I have been reading for a long time, I've been writing for a long time, so I don't have a specific time where I start, but yeah. I remember reading very young and not reading in my early teenage years, and then really getting back into it from like the age of 17 to now. The next question is, where do I read? Mainly I read in bed, in any bed, either mine or my boyfriend's. I bring out a book, I tuck myself under the covers, but mainly it's on the bus, at the gym with an audiobook, or on the train to university. They tend to be the best times I read. Don't really read in the car. I can read in the car, and I can read a lot in the car. Went on a trip at the start of the year and I just read in the car and finished an entire book in one sitting. But yeah, I can read really anywhere. I'm lucky I don't get motion sickness, so I can read on transport. I went to Sydney earlier this year and all I did was read on the plane while my boyfriend slept. So yeah, I can read anywhere. I'm lucky. And the last and final question is what kind of books do you like to read? I am mainly an urban fantasy, high fantasy reader, a little bit of poetry, a little bit of contemporary. I'm trying to delve into more adult books as well. I've picked up a few lately, mystery thrillers as well. I'm really trying to broaden my horizons because this year I've been very fantasy based in my reading, and either urban or high fantasy. Even science fiction is something I'm trying to get a bit more into because I do enjoy it. It's just hard for me to find the right book for me to get into it, because I mean, I love science fiction in general. I love sci-fi. I'm a massive Doctor Who fan. Like, I love sci-fi, so I really want to get into that a little bit more, but mainly it's high fantasy, and it's hard to find a good high fantasy. I need to find a new one because I've just done all of ACOTAR and I've just done all of Throne of Glass, and I need to find a new high fantasy, but I can't because I'm about to write one. So it's going to be a bit hard to read it while writing it. So yeah, I mainly read fantasy, really. That was a long-winded way for me to tell you that I really just read fantasy. Alrighty, so that is the end of my BookTube newbie tag. I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to subscribe, give it a like, send me a comment. I would really appreciate growing a community here, and I don't care how big, how small it is. I would love to talk to you guys about your favourite books and what you really enjoy reading. So please feel free to tell me, ask me questions. I'm pretty much an open book with most things, so feel free to ask me some questions or just give this a like. Really anything. So thank you for watching. My links for Twitter, Instagram and Goodreads will be down in the description. Please feel free to follow along my reading journey. I would gladly have you along the ride. My bookstagram's not the best in photos, but I'm trying. I really wish I could do really aesthetically pleasing photos, but I can't. I'm not great, but I like talking about books, so please feel free to follow along my fangirl world. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.